Status Experiences has over 23 Roblox games, with one being a hub, and 53 badges needed for 3 UGC items. Today, I'll be going over how to complete them, as well rank them from my own personal experience with the group ever since their first game. You can also join the group's Discord server for help on certain games. Now, enough yapping and let's start. Making memes in your basement at 3 a.m. tycoon is fairly simple with 2 badges. Your dad left you and your mom to get milk because of how much of a disappointment you are, making your goal to bring him back by having $1 million. You start off by making memes yourself and slowly buy friends to do it for you. However, they also sleep from time to time, making it a need to wake them up. There are also 3 upgrades that you can choose. I suggest that you focus on internet speed and money upgrades more, as storage upgrades tend to waste a bit of your money by the time you reach late game. There's also a part 2 for the second badge needing 5 million instead. This time, you gain access to meme generators. Again, just upgrade the speed and money for this while also buying the generators. Generators also need to be fed oil every once in a while like friends but stop easily. However, in my opinion, it's better if you just rejoin the game every time the generators stop. As for how I would rank this, it would be a 5 out of 10. On a side note, all tycoons will go through a similar formula of having tons of hours needed to complete each one. To make beating them faster, badges would give you a cash bonus when trying to finish them all. Making scam calls to save your best friend tycoon uses the idea of fake call centers for this game and has only 2 badges. As the name suggests, you try to save your best friend from the mafia instead of your dad. Same as with the first game, you still hire friends for $1 million goal. Also, there's now people you can hire to wake up your friends. The friends also have to be waken up by providing for 3 different needs they have from time to time. The IRS will also arrive from time to time, reducing the money you have by a lot. However, the group's Discord just suggests that you leave and rejoin the moment it happens, as it will stop the encounter. The second badge requires you to beat a boss fight that can be difficult depending on how good you are. Overall, 7 out of 10. Famous Rapper Tycoon is the 3rd game from the group with only 1 badge. The goal is to become a famous rapper to prove mom wrong. Same thing as before, but you have to hand CDs to people in order to make money. If you want to make CDs yourself, you have to play a minigame to do so.
Bruh. Yo. Yo. Bruh. Bruh. Bruh.
Do the same steps as before for upgrades and you'll be done. Steal games to pay Grandpa's bail happens in your RV. Of course, this game is parodying Breaking Bad style, taking place in the middle of nowhere. It combines the first and second game's way of collecting money. For me, the gameplay feels dull, as you can just AFK due to the fact that there is nothing stopping you from doing so, like the IRS from the second game. 4 out of 10. Save Grandma Simulator is one of those every 1 second your jump increases games on Roblox. This game has only 2 badges needed, with 1 being activated from doing something in the game's intro and playing the game normally. You have to get Grandma out of heaven by getting all the upgrades and entering heaven after that. Upgrades cost cookies that can be found while you jump higher. 7 out of 10 for this non-tycoon game. Go to jail and make friends to escape tycoon is the first one to have a rebirth system. You get an added 50% cash bonus for every time you do an ending. You are not required to wake up your friends, but you do need to fill storage boxes to make gifts. Like the 3rd game, you pass on gifts to prisoners to get friendship. The goal is still the same, however the ending depends on what you do during an escape. 5 out of 10. The Emo Band Tycoon is a more improved version of Famous Rapper Tycoon. It focuses more on the music mini-game, has separate areas for other money-related things. 6 out of 10. Handsome Minagi or Escape Muinagi requires you to just go through all the levels. In some of those levels, there will be boss fights you need to beat. One of those bosses is the YouTuber Flamingo. Other players can also help you beat the bosses in this game. You can use this as practice for the second Tycoon's boss fight, as that game reuses attacks from this obby. 8 out of 10.
Your food tastes like you got it from the trash, you idiot sandwich. You want a successful restaurant? Good luck. I predict you'll be homeless in 10 years with this cooking.
Feeding trash to rich people Tycoon requires you to pick up trash and serve it to customers. There's also a reverse system, with this game having multiple endings. The first two endings depend on your restaurant rating. The first one from getting 1 to 4 stars, and the latter from having 5 stars. You can get a star by not getting mugged from customers for 30 to 45 minutes. Getting mugged only happens if you make customers wait too long. The other 3 endings can be obtained depending on what you do. First is from starting a live stream somewhere. Second is by getting hit by at least 10 cars. Lastly, the final ending only has a 20% chance of happening. As usual, the goal is 1 million. However, for this game, and this game only, you start off by being paid cents. If you want to pick up trash faster, go in between different piles of trash and press E continuously. To save a bit of money, upgrade the worker's speed until it's 9 seconds. Do that and you're done with this game. Sell Poop Tycoon, in my opinion, is the most generic game out of all the games from this group. You just collect and store the poop for it to be sold. The only things you need to buy are sellers, upgrade levels, modify your gates, and friends. 4 out of 10.
There is reportedly an individual who received Botox in their nose from an illegal underground facility. This Botox has transformed them into a singular large nose, roughly 5 times the size of a human. The nose has now gone rogue and is sniffing innocent people with lethal wind speeds.
Don't Get Sniffed is a parody of another game called Color or Die. A giant nose chases you while you try to escape. Instead of a cash bonus, it becomes a speed bonus for this game. All the items needed to beat this are relatively close to one another. Same goes for its sequel, Don't Sniff It. A giant foot is added to also chase you. The only difference is that if you are near it for too long, you die from toxicity. 6 out of 10. There isn't much to say for Get Cancelled Tycoon. It's more or less a simplified version of the Make Friends in Jail Tycoon. You upload opinions in order to get money. Every once in a while, you're forced to make an apology video. Overall, the game is simple. 6 out of 10. Gravity is a 2-player obby and is the only game, in my opinion, to have the most effort made into it. There are 6 main areas in this game that you and your partner can go to. Only 3 badges are needed from this game. Each one is from a different area. Those areas being the 4th, 5th, and 6th. I recommend just learning speedrunning skips for this game if you don't want to waste time playing this. The only hard part about this game besides it being another difficult co-op game is having friends to play this with. 9 out of 10. Mr. Grease Game Show is a death game that released days after God's Will was temporarily taken off of Roblox. There are 6 mini-games you have to play before you do a boss fight. The boss fight can be either Mr. Grease, his dad, or his mom. If you want to beat the boss easily, just collect bombs until you have 6 and throw them all at the boss. You can also use them if you get stunned or if you're close to taking a hit. 7 out of 10.
Good job! You did it!
Making dumb fashion trends Tycoon is the same as feeding trash to rich people Tycoon, except customers can't get mad. I won't go into detail other than the fact that this game is tiring to beat. Just max out all the upgrades and keep rejoining the game every time the clothing supply runs out, as it would automatically restock if you do. 4 out of 10. Save Your Dog from Russian Spies is the worst game in the list. You have to steal candy and process it into oil. This game would be simple if it weren't for the fact that the ending is $50 million to get. I've heard that even with game passes, it takes too long to beat it. Just reach the final area and have it be the only one to use for the rest of the game. 2 out of 10. Random Friends is obviously a parody of Rainbow Friends. There are only 4 rounds until you reach the end. The items you need to collect are mostly in the main areas of the game, specifically the bowling area, slots area, and arcade. There's 3 enemies that will try to find you. Axley will roam around a map in order to catch you. Rouletto is the same but can be alerted if you step on the red buttons he spawns on the floor. Lastly, Slotzo will run around a map indicated by an orange streak. Go through all 4 rounds, and then you're done.
So you're the ones causing trouble then? You think you're heroes? You think you can come in here and ruin my game? No! This is my world, and I'm not going to let any of you take that from me!
The boss fight for this game is difficult if you don't know what you're doing. Same as the Mr. Grease game show, save bombs, for when there are 9 on the map. You can't pick them up, so just leave them on the ground until they're needed. If you don't do this, the boss will move faster and have more attacks depending on how low his health is. I recommend just doing this when you're the only player left fighting the boss. Do it right and you're done.
No, this can't be!
Don't Get Eliminated is just a team-based game. I won't talk too much about it, but it just follows the style of games like Outlaster. At the end of the game, eliminated players will choose who will lose the game. Just make friendships and be overly dramatic to get the badge. My Wife Left Me Tycoon has multiple endings you can get. These require you to either lower or raise your sanity bar. Some endings require a key in hand to obtain them. To get the key, find a shrinking potion and locate a cave. I also recommend joining the group to get a magnet for this tycoon. 6 out of 10. Spellbound is a deck-building RPG game. To get all the badges you have to reach level 90. For leveling up your cards, you can put points into the attributes you want to use. I recommend just putting all your points in the death attribute as they have the ability to do life steal. 5 out of 10. For our final game, we have Puppet Master. This game is in the style of a roguelike but with mini games. You can buy auras that can give you buffs when playing. At the end of the game, you're up against another boss. This time, however, you can only hit the boss when he's down. Since this game is still new, there isn't much I could say other than to save coins for double jump and dash upgrade. Try to be on high alert for whatever sound cues you hear during every attack. 7 out of 10.
How have you done this? You ruined my show! This won't be the last time you see me! I've got other friends waiting to avenge me!
Thank you for watching this video. Although this video was slightly rushed, I hope this really helped to anyone trying to get all 53 badges. If you want a few more details regarding some of the games, I recommend just joining the group's Discord server. This video format was inspired by Sterism's video on the Hunt event. Again, thank you for watching and farewell.